Welcome to the new Nest Productions, where we haven't come up with an opener yet. I'm Ryan.
I'm Sean, and it's 2018.
2018.
Oh, it's been a minute, sir.
Yeah, it's we haven't gotten down together and recorded in a long time.
How was your holiday?
It was all right. I ate some food, slept a lot, went on a little hiatus for my YouTube show.
I do 2 out of 3 every day of the week.
So yeah, we took our little break from podcasting over the holidays, and just relaxed. You know, we'll talk about like all the stuff we did throughout this little podcast, but we should probably start off with getting the elephant, out of the room.
Out of the room?
Out of the room.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, now that he's gone.
I won't forget this.
I've talked quite a bit here and there about changes that were coming to us in the future. And Sean and I hashed it out a little bit. And we've decided on we're going to have like one solid show instead of separate Space Monkeys and Talking Comics, and we're gonna have like one show. We haven't necessarily came up with a name for sure yet, but we're just calling it, Nest Productions, and
it'll be under that banner.
Yeah, it'll be under our normal name. The name of our channel is not changing again, but we'll have our a Talking Comics segment and a Space Monkey segment in episodes as they come forth, because like back when we were just doing Talking Comics at the beginning, we had loads and loads. I mean, if we really dug down and spent the money, we could still have loads and loads of content to talk about. But that's...
I got a shop to run.
Yeah. He runs a shop. we got jobs and bills to pay. So we can't spend all our money on these super ancient comics that we'll talk about for like 5 minutes in one episode.
I'm raising my hand. I have a question.
Yes.
Like nobody can hear this. Hear me raise my hand. The way you just said that, like Sean and I hashed it out, like there was some dissension in the ranks. No.
Yeah, no. we're completely on board with one another. This is
we're just doing the new...
I mean, I might be the boss and all that of the actual podcast and the YouTube channel. But like it's a democracy. We can have our own opinions.
Translate. I got a lot of ideas that it's like a balloon and it's just blowing. We got to use some for it explodes.
Yeah.
So we're going to different format.
Yeah,
folks.
and it'll
shiny new toy.
Yeah. And you know how off track we get, and that's because we have so many different things we want to talk about. And like I'm thinking that with segments, We'll do our typical, usual bullshitting. I'll call you old. You'll say something funny.
Somewhat funny. Somewhat off-putting. How about that?
Off-putting. That's an ideal word for that.
The humor is open to interpretation.
And like that, and like each week we'll talk about what we have been reading or playing or watching. And for comics, video games, movies, and we'll have a Space Monkeys segment where Sean will, how I don't like it when he gets on the internet, but I can't stop him. He'll, find some ridiculous bit of news and make fun of it or come up with a game.
That's funny because I have 2 points that I want to ask you some. Number one, I've been doing a lot of reading for the other brand new show that we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
It's very science and factual based.
Mm-hmm.
Not like my off the wall BS that I come up with for Space Monkey. But in the middle of that, I read something that people who have dark or warped sense of humor, it's they're doing studies that it's like a first sign of Alzheimer's. I'm going to leave that to you there, judging by the look on your face.
Makes sense.
Things are coming together now. It's a late Christmas gift for you.
Thank you.
He's looking at me like, what the...
And that was our first Space Monkey segment. So yeah, and it's kind of, still some ideas up in the air, but this is our new general format for what we'll be talking about each time we record. And on that subject, instead of doing our episodes every week, we're going to be uploading every other week. So I haven't necessarily come up with a schedule. But say we upload the first week of the month, and then we'd upload the third week of the month. And that's not saying that we only do 2 videos a month. That's just saying for sure we're doing at least 2 videos a month. We might do, a special here or there, like when Sean and Jimmy get together, or Salty D and Ghost Rat get together. Those will be special episodes that we might just tack on an extra little special episode randomly in a month.
Yeah, we definitely got some things coming up this year with Suck My Deck.
Yeah.
Because now it can be more visual.
Yes, I finally got a camera. It's not the greatest in the world, but it will be able to show, because they wanted to be able to, show the game that they're playing while they talk, and show the decks that they're building while they talk.
And how bad they are at it.
So, and also, I'll be probably doing little, shorts and stuff. Sean has a story that I've been meaning to film for a while.
That's funny you said that. You're doing an SMD plug, and you just said little shorts. Hey, folks, if I got to suffer with both of those guys in my shop, you get to see them visually.
You'll mostly only really see their hands as they lay down their cards.
If only I was so lucky.
Sometimes Sean doesn't even see their hands.
No. They can't
Ghost Rat.
Catch me by surprise.
In a rubber chicken mask.
Behind a bush.
So yeah, we're just kind of still floating some ideas out there, but we'll have some video segments where we'll actually have proper video, and we'll be uploading every other week with possible specials thrown in to the weeks in between, as they come out and are recorded. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming in the near future. I mean, I keep saying that every time I record and give you guys an update, but
we make a lot of promises that I've noticed, because I go back over the break and stuff and listen to stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I said that. Hasn't happened.
So
you know what? It'll be there when it's there.
Yeah, it's a process. And anyone that's ever tried to make something from virtually nothing, drawing, carving, any type of creative thing, how hard it is to come to a final decision on what you want done.
This is the topic of the podcast. No, tell us, Ryan. I'm such an asshole.
I can't decide.
No, I have no idea. Starting from nothing, scratch. How does that work? I'm clueless to this process. Please tell me.
Well, it usually starts off with an idea that sounds great. And then you get it down onto paper. Let's say you're drawing something.
Or writing something.
And you're like, all right, now let's look it over one more time. It's all wrong. I need to start over. Maybe if I just change this part. And this part. That first part I should have left the same. I need to change that back. And it's so hard to really come to a final conclusion on any product, really, that you are trying to create yourself.
I believe it's called drafts and editing.
Yeah. I know a thing or two about editing.
And I know a thing or two. See, that's the idea, folks. So this new format, that's why it's every other week now.
Yeah, and part of, one of the things is, it will, I'm hoping that it'll lead to a better podcast each time we upload. Quality over quantity, which is not necessarily what YouTube wants, but Yeah, screw you, YouTube. I'm on here for what I want, not what you want. And
so tell me what you want, what you really. Oh, I'm sorry. Now, basically, the process now is Ryan and I have talked, and I'm going to have my work cut out for him, and basically, he's thrown his personal hell onto me, which is fine. I'm going to start out with formats and segments, and I'm going to put them together from the beginning. We are going to produce the show, and then I'm going to dump it on Ryan for editing. Yeah. So we're basically playing tennis with our own hell.
He works his ass off for the first half, and I work my ass off for the second half.
And hopefully in between, we're actually entertaining.
Yes. And I'm really hoping to bring a better product that people want to watch more. And like, whoa.
Or listen.
Broke the table. No, it's not broken.
That's all right. Ryan's over here. He's doing something.
I pulled a Josh and touched stuff I shouldn't have.
I was very suspect, considering the whole time we've started recording that I only saw one of his hands. I didn't know what he was doing with the other one.
Just a good. It was just a good old fashioned game of pocket pool. So, young ones, if you don't know what pocket pool is, it's a term that people from the older generations use when you keep your hand in your pocket and it looks like you're playing with your balls.
Yeah, you weren't kidding when you said F YouTube.
The more you know.
And now I know. And knowing's half the battle.
This PSA is brought to you by Nest Productions.
Oh my! Did you ever
in association with Nerd Nest Comics.
When PSAs were around, were they still around? When
I caught them on basic TV every once in a while.
I grew up on basic TV.
Like the with the star shoots
off
with the rainbow. The more you know.
That was the whole Nancy Reagan thing in the 80s. Ronald Reagan, president.
Yeah.
Just say no. Let's see. What were some other PSAs that were really good? I got a good one. I was just talking to my buddy the other day.
Mm-hmm.
RC.
Yeah.
I can say his name on this podcast. It doesn't matter. He doesn't give a fuck. The guy I had the tattoo shop with.
Yeah.
He we were talking about an old friend of ours. Well, quotation friend.
Mm-hmm.
Crack is whack. Let's talk about that for a minute. Remember that one? Crack is whack?
That one, I think that one's a little bit...
well, okay, in the 80s, there was a big insurgence.
Yeah, I'm familiar that, in the 80s, there was a lot of crack.
Is that still a thing? See, I've never even smoked a joint, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
You know, the strongest thing I've ever done was a Flintstone vitamin. Yes, they're Flintstones. I got to keep current. Keep with the brand. But we were talking about he brought up. We were talking about a neighborhood guy. Just a guy of lore in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And his name was Ray. I don't care. I just say his name, Ray. Yeah. We used to call him the Reverend Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Because and he had a brother named Norman. Norman was the first African American heavy metal dude I ever met.
Mm-hmm.
He was rocking Anthrax shirts. He's going with us to Metallica concerts.
It's Deshaun in the 1980s.
Pretty much. But we called Ray Reverend Ray because he would be like, "Hey, brother Ryan. Hey, brother Josh. Hey, brother Sean. This is Norman." And it was always brother this and brother that, but he was like a full-blown crackhead. To the point where he was like a neighborhood guy, and we knew his family. All our families knew each other.
Yeah.
Because think about it, when you were a little kid, okay, you go around, and after school, you're riding your bike or you're walking, you're going to the store,
mm-hmm.
You're going to play in the soccer field, but you're always on the streets, and you're doing this and you're doing that. But Ray was like the crackhead.
Yeah.
And he started doing it. And he was just... And crackheads, they wander.
Yeah.
They just wander. To the point where as we got older and then we all had cars, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you wanted to avoid him. It's like you come around the corner, there he is, and he's always wearing like a ripped up T-shirt, or he's in his boxers, and like one slipper, and he just looked like he just woke up or got beat up, like, and there's like these unidentifiable like marks on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd be like, hey, you know, like the bush would rumble. He'd pop out of the bush and be like, hey, Brother Sean. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
No, what? Oh, it's just Reverend Ray.
Yeah, it's Reverend Ray.
I thought this was it. I was like, not like this.
And we'd be hanging out. But see, there'd be times where I'd do that and I'd be with his actual brother, Norman, like hanging out. We go to the record store. We're going to go buy the new Slayer album. He wouldn't even acknowledge his own brother. But see, like crackheads, they're always like, he'd hit me up. He's like, hey, man, you got like a $2? Or can I get a ride? Or can I do this? You know, because they're always, everything out of their mouth is a lie. Mm-hmm. Because they're always looking for more crack.
Yeah.
And they're always roaming. And like they're just everywhere. They have no place of residence, for one.
Crackheads, the modern day nomad.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's going on a shirt.
But we were just talking about this the other day, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. But the one thing he had, like, the guy he wore one slipper, like a sandal.
Yeah.
But guess what? He had a beeper, and the beeper would always be going off. And he'd, like, pretend, and my brother, at the time, would be like, oh, he's taking he's fronting. He's, like, pretending.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure the beeper, he put it off himself. Like, when he'd be in a large group of people,
yeah,
he'd put the beeper off and then go over and pretend like to talk to somebody just to make it seem more important. Mm-hmm. But it got to the point where, you know, he's like, oh, don't go down that way. Reverend Ray's down that way. Everybody wanted to avoid him.
Yeah. Because,
like, with the point where, like, I'm pulling up, I'm driving, I'm at a intersection at a red light, mm-hmm. and all of a sudden I hear, Brother Sean! And he just, like, fucking get in the car. Now I got a crackhead in my car. He's like, hey, man, I love you. You're my family. He's like, how's your mom doing? How's your grandma doing? How's your cousin? And he, like I said, like, he legitimately knew, all the families knew each other because he was, like, a guy in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But he was just that guy that's like, oh, Jesus Christ. To the point where... You
started driving with your car doors locked?
You'd think if I was smarter, you know, to the point where my cousin visited. Mm-hmm. And this is my gay cousin that I'm sure I've talked about before on the podcast. Like, again, I don't even know why I say my gay cousin. Danny. I just said his name. I outed him. But he has been for decades, since the late 70s, all the way up until now, as mm-hmm. far as I know. He's a hairstylist for, like, people like Madonna, ooh. Bette Midler, the late great David Bowie, Hugh Jackman. The list goes on and on and on. He came to visit one time, mm-hmm. and my cousin, the stunt woman, his sister, that I know I've talked about before, Kathy. I just outed her, but we're driving around. And, like, RC and I, like, we drive around before. Like, he got his license before I did. But mm-hmm. he saw us and we knew. And he just, like, you know, hey, can you give me a ride? I need this, I need that. And he just hop in.
Yeah.
Well, there was one time where they came to visit us.
Yeah.
And we were going to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're not... I haven't seen him in years. Mm-hmm. And we're doing it, and it's like, oh, how's it feel to drive, you know? Blah, blah, blah. We're catching up, you know? Yeah. They're doing their thing, I'm doing my thing. And we're sitting there just having a little family reunion. To the point where he saw me. So me and Danny are in the front seat. Mm-hmm. Kathy's in the back. And I don't even hear anything. I just hear, it's like, hey, what's up? I look over. Next thing I know, my cousin Kathy's in the backseat with crackhead. He saw me and just thought it was okay and just got in. Unannounced. He's like, hey, oh man, how you doing? This is my family. This is my bro right here. It's so great. And awkward.
Yeah.
But you know how, like, some people, when they want something and they're like, have this problem, it's like he became like crippling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you didn't want to be like, I didn't get violent with him.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for him. And it was like, you just like, you can't say no to the guy for some reason. You know what I'm talking about? You ever run across anybody like that?
No.
Okay. It's just like, well, me now, no, because of this guy, and this is it. So he's like, hey, I just need you. You think I can get a ride? And I'm like, okay. He's like, just go up here and make a right. So I'm like, okay, and we're on our way to dinner, mind you.
Yeah, you're like, I just need to get this guy out as fast as I can.
Exactly, that's what
he's
I'm
not going away till we
get
there.
That thing, like that tension. Like they didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And they didn't identify him really as like, the full blown, the in the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like, like Chris Rock and what was that movie with New Jack City?
Yeah.
He not quite like that, but he eventually got there. But so at this point, it's like we're sitting there and my cousin is in the backseat with a crackhead. Like both of these people have been on TV at one point or another.
Your cousin is basically in the back seat with
a crackhead.
The crackhead from Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, exactly. What was his name?
Hey man, can I hold it at you for a minute?
You got any more of that? Exactly. She's in the backseat with Dave Chappelle character, which I had no problem with because I know she could beat the shit out of him 9 times in a minute. So, but he's driving up there. I'm like, all right, just like, and he's sitting there just going on and on and on and on about how awesome I am, how cool I am. Oh my God, he's like a brother to me. He's my brother. Mm-hmm. He's done so much for me. And I'm just like, driving along, head down. It's like I need to pay attention to the road, but like I want to sink my head down into my lap because I got 2 people who are like in the industry and related to me.
Yeah,
and it's like, Jesus. So we pull up here. He's like, "Oh, make a right over here, or make a left over here." Oh, that's great. And so we pull up here, and he's like, "Hey, do you mind waiting?" I'm like, and he hops out before I can say anything. So it's like we're expected to wait. I just know I drove him to a crack house.
Yeah. And
I'm expected to wait for him. I'm like, do you guys mind? Because the nice part of me just kind of took over the Space Monkeys part of me.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there and I'm trying to not to mention the fact that I have 2 guests that I don't want to make a scene in front of, so I'm trying to make this as even flow as possible. Yeah. Until the point where I'd say not even 10 minutes later, he is running full bore out of the house and he's yelling at the top of his lungs, "Go, go, go, go!" And I'm like, and
okay.
I'm driving, I'm not like flooring it or anything, but I'm driving like, a speed limit in the school zone.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Go, go." And he doesn't even open the door. He hops in the window. And I'm like, everybody at this point in the car is wide-eyed. Oh, especially him.
His eyes were wide when he got out.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden, my cousins are like, they do the slow head turn, like, now it's on me. And I'm like, do I ask? He's like, no. And then, like, they're just going a mile a minute. So obviously he stole something. He ripped something off. He never said. He's like, "Hey, just go ahead, go up here 2 blocks and then make a right. And then I'll get out right here. Because my girl, she texts me." I don't see a phone on him. And by the way, there's not really, this is new to text.
Yeah.
And his phone.
Yeah, she hit me up on the beeper.
She hit me up on the beeper. Yeah, hit me up on the beeper. So all is forgiven. And then, so we go on, do that. A couple days later, come out there, do the thing, and we're hanging out. And all of a sudden, the bushes rumble, and he pops out. "Brother Sean, what's going on, buddy?" I'm like, can you not pop out of the bushes in your underwear and tell everybody that I'm your favorite family member? I'm just like, why?
Like he was just sitting in the bushes waiting for someone he recognized to walk by.
He would pop out, but see, that's the thing, because everybody knew. It was like a network thing, because he was, like I said, he was a neighborhood guy. So it was like, oh, you're going to go up to 7-Eleven? Yeah, I was going to do this. I'm going to get my comics and everything. Oh, don't go down that way, because Reverend Ray's down that way. Oh, don't go down that way. You guys going to go shoot some hoop? Yeah, no, Reverend Ray's over there. It's like he was everywhere at once. Like I said, the crackheads, they just roam.
And kids.
Oh, God. Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. And if the bushes rustle, run away. It's Reverend Ray.
Oh, yeah.
New shirt. I feel like that's our new, like the catchphrase of the new show.
Run
new
away.
Shirt.
Run away. It's Reverend Ray. Oh, and this is Norman. Now, his brother, awesome dude, man. Like, straight and narrow, good grades. Loved, like I said, the one black guy that just loved metal. Go to all the concerts, just hang out. Cool dude to hang out with. You'd love him.
Yeah.
To this day, I don't know what they're doing now. I heard maybe, like, my friend said that he was rehabilitated, but he was like a career crackhead. Last time I saw him, I mean, this was, let's see, growing up late 70s, 80s, like, all the way up to, like, the last time I saw him was, like, 93. So I just want to hit you with that.
I mean, I guess while run away, it's Reverend Ray. Reverend Ray.
Run away.
Crack is whack.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
And that was our Space Monkeys segment.
I didn't have to go on the internet for that one. Because he's like, oh yeah, Ray. Should we
That's funny as
talk
hell.
about the tasks for all included?
Sure.
Little NPTV.
Little teaser into a future but special we have coming on.
This is going to be a long running segment.
Yeah,
right?
it's
okay.
It's going to be something that we'll probably throw in to episodes here and there as they get recorded. And each of the Nest Productions crew have been tasked. They've been tasked with coming up 3 TV pilots?
3 TV shows.
TV shows.
Pitches.
Yeah, so they have to pitch 3 different TV shows.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock slots.
Yeah. And we're going to record the ridiculousness of what they come up with. Or depending on, who knows, someone might go serious and like actually be like, I've been thinking about doing this for years and years. I'm going all in.
Exactly. But see, like the person who is the focus, who is pitching, like everybody else who is there, like they could pitch ideas back and forth, which would be a good thing. Or, say, hey, this won't work. Why? Or type thing,
Yeah.
Just bouncing ideas back and forth. But whoever said podcast who was pitching that week, like it features Garrett. It features Ryan. It features Devin.
Yeah.
It features whoever. They're the focal point of their pitch. And then whoever else is in the room is just like the pitch back type thing.
Yeah, so, excuse me.
And I think that could make for some good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to say the least.
And please don't let me start it off.
And it's not going to be any late night cable shows, as far as I know. Like these are stuff that'll be on at 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, on regular primetime TV.
Yeah,
let's keep it wholesome. I thought it'd be fun. That's another little avant-garde type.
I'll aim for to get my show on the CW because they get away with some shit on that channel.
Like shitty acting.
Anyone ever watch Supernatural? Get the blood guy in here.
Ooh, that just started this week. The CW shows are back on.
Oh yes, new season or new episodes of The Flash and
Supergirl, Legends, Green Arrow, and
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning, baby, which I have yet to watch yet. Got it queued.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
And from the only thing I know about Black Lightning, other than the canon,
the first black successful black superhero for DC.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Their original first black superhero was going to be I think it was going to be called like Black Dynamite or something like that.
I remember.
And he was going to be a middle-aged white racist guy that would turn into a black superhero.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's like Billy Batson saying like Zig Heil, and he turns into a black Shazam.
Yeah. Like he's not like a Nazi, but
no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And he was called like Black Dynamite or something. I'll do some research on that, and we can talk about that in a full Nest production. Full Talking Comics segment in the future, if you guys are interested.
Oh,
it's pretty funny though.
Because I got I always thought it was what was his name? Black Vulcan. Remember the old Super Friends comic? Does that dude predate Black Vulcan?
I've never heard of Black Vulcan.
It was before your...
a little bit before my time.
Because look, I remember, what's his name? Samurai, Black Vulcan, and Apache Chief.
We'll do like a full Black Lightning Nest Productions episode.
Yeah, the only thing I know about it is it's not, as of right now, it's not part of the, as they call it, the Arrow Flashverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's totally separate.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, we got some changes coming. So this will go up, and then there will be a week where nothing goes up, and then the next following Saturday, another podcast will go up.
I look at it as Ryan and I have so much good stuff to hit you guys with. It's going to take you at least 2 weeks to just soak it in, and then let's do it again and enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a little bit more fun, a little less strenuous, while also being a more streamlined product that I can put a little bit more polish into. As of recording this, I don't even know when I've decided if it's going up the weekend after we record it or the weekend following that one.
Well, it took us before we hit record, before we went on air? It took us like
an hour to decide on welcome to the new Nest Productions, where we haven't come up with a intro yet.
We were just talking about
intro idea. Crack is whack.
Yeah, well, that was you just reminded me of that. I was just talking. I wanted to save that for something, but I'm like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity.
And on our next episode, I'll talk about someone from my neighborhood as a kid.
Do it now, sir.
Come
on. Wait, what was the tagline for Ray?
Run away, it's Reverend Ray.
I gotta text my friend that right now. He's gonna love it. Tell your story.
You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna check his blinds. Where is he? Where the fuck is he?
You're right. You're right.
No, I won't give you a ride. He's just shouting out off his rooftop. No, I won't give you a ride, Reverend Ray.
You know what's funny? Let's see. The last time I visited my friend in California, the one we're talking about now, he used to have 7, 8, let's say 8, standing arborvitaes in front of his house. The tall green towered looking plants that
yeah.
They're all, the last time I saw them, they were all cut down. Doesn't want Ray popping out of one of them. They look like little pods coming out. It's like, Brother Chris!
He's the Spider-Man of crackheads.
Oh my God, this guy. Anyway, please, I'm dying to
Jumps down off of a freaking palm tree. Brother Sean! Oh, God!
out of like a dumpster or around a corner of an alley. He's there.
It's not nearly as entertaining. Like, I can't top your story in the slightest, but I was friends with this kid. I can't remember his name. I was like in elementary school.
Let's just say Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Tom. His name was John Everyman.
There you go.
And I was a very gullible child.
We all were at one time or another.
And nowadays I like to think that I wasn't so much gullible as I was just hopeful that there was more stuff to life. And I would believe every stupid lie my friend told me. I was like, he's my friend. Why would he lie to me about this? And it's not so much that he'd be like, hey, can I borrow some money? I left my lunch at home or something like that. It was like he would tell stories. He was the first storyteller I ever met. And at the young age, I believed every word. So my stepmom had read this book, and I had to some type of thing with class, and she was where I had to make something. And she's like, oh, I read this book, and it's about these dragons and stuff. And yeah, we'll make one of the dragons from the book out of paper mache. I was like, all right. So we did that, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm so proud of this. Look at it. And he's like, whoa, oh my God. I'm like, what? What is it? It's like, you know how I've told you I'm from a different world, right? I'm like, yeah, of course. We talk about it all the time. He told me he was from a different world where magic existed. And I was like, cool, dude. That's awesome.
You played along with it?
In my stupid... I don't know if it was so much that I just wanted to... It's so much that I was gullible and believed him. I was like, yeah, you're my friend. You wouldn't lie to me about something this ridiculous.
That's what I'm talking about when he renders you helpless. When you're like, hey, man, let me just borrow it because he's so nice about it.
And... But now that I look back on it, it's not so much that I believed him, it's just that I wanted to believe that there was another world where magic existed and people could just cross over to ours. And he was like, those are like the most deadly dragons where I'm from. They kill everybody. They're terrifying. I wonder if this kid wrote How to Train a Dragon, now that I think about it. Because he went into depth, and he told the stupidest fucking lies and stories, and I just believed every one of them for some reason. And
that's what I'm saying. There's stories.
Eventually, his family moved away or something, or he got moved to schools or something. I vaguely remember his family, his parents and sister still living in the house he was in, but he didn't live there anymore. And I was like, he must have went back to his own world.
Committed.
He's back home. He's finally there. Hope he avoids those murderous bronze dragons, though. That'd be a real shame.
Tell me, don't lie. Now tell me a little part of you doesn't wish you could go back to that way of thinking.
I'm kind of glad I'm not as gullible as I used to be. I now can pick up the fact that this guy at the Max Staff probably isn't a crippled veteran. He's probably just looking for beer money.
Aren't we all? See, that's funny. I like that. I was picturing you on the cover of Neverending Story Part 4. Oh, Magic Dragon.
And I think, this reason that's probably why I have this love of comics and books and...
Because of a wacko.
Yeah, because he told me about this crazy world where anything was possible. Where, magic existed and there were dragons and stuff.
Well, think about it. Let's see. Mark
so thank
Twain.
You, John Everyman.
Before him, it was Mark Twain, Tolkien, everybody writing the old stuff. They were considered weirdos at one time or another. I mean, I don't know how many of them were popping out of bushes or anything, but...
The only thing I remember,
disappearing.
The only thing I really remember, with names and stuff, was that he had a sister, and her name was Apple. And that wasn't one of his lies. That was actually her name.
Holy shit! You hung out with Gwyneth Paltrow's kids.
Maybe his name was Orange.
They're totally different, Ryan. Don't worry about them. It's apples and oranges. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he just like disappeared one day. I was like, yep, finally went home.
So, what do you think happened? One of three things. They committed him. They sent him off to school. And then loaded up the U-Haul and then moved away. Then didn't give him a forwarding address. Or number three, like what you said.
Went back to his own world, obviously.
Went back to his own world. We're going to go with three.
I don't know why his family stayed behind, but...
They're like, he doesn't do any chores.
Get thou fucking ass out of our home. If you ever cross the threshold again, I will be very cross with you. Now go back to Magic World. You lying shit.
I would like to hear that. Sean Connery told me that.
You're a lying shit. Thou art a lying shit. Yes. Now excuse me while I go hunt for a submarine. You gonna be alright over there, Lowry?
Fuck off.
I'm a very sexy man.
Oh, God, I missed you.
I'm the sexiest man over 80 you'll ever meet. Yes. I was James fucking Bond.
Alright, fuck off with that.
I probably shouldn't make him laugh too much. He's very ill.
Oh.
It happens when you turn 90.
I did have a birthday over the hiatus.
Yes, he had a birthday.
I did. Oh.
I hear that 160 is the new 80.
Oh my God. Never gets old. Only me. Grab a spoon and eat my ass, by the way. Oh, that was good. That was good. I needed that. I'm alive!
Yeah, we took a little break for a while. I thought over ideas, spitballed them between, crew members and friends, and yeah, this is a general idea of what we've come up with. So
I don't know if we like your ideas. Fuck you.
So yeah, that's about where we're at with that for now. Before we sign off, excuse me. I'll burp in your ear. Before we sign off, I had to burp in your ear. So I think let's talk about a little bit what we did over the break. So I played a lot of video games and watched TV. Pretty much that's all I did, actually. I worked, I played video games, and I watched TV. I bought a camera so we could start filming stuff. And I'm started saving up for a new gaming computer.
Oh, that's right.
I'm like maybe almost. I think I'm about halfway. I'll say probably a third of the way to what the amount of money I need. And not much else is really went on for me. I just sat back, I relaxed, I reorganized my room, which was very needed because I'm the computer I'm getting is I'm wanting to get is a virtual reality ready computer. Like it has the high enough hardware in it that it's virtual reality capable. And then after I buy it, I'm gonna start saving up for a VR headset, so that I'll have a VR headset, and that's one of the reasons I rearranged my room was so that I could have the space for that.
And a bodysuit. Ryan's bucking for a woman, real or otherwise.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Fair enough. It is 2018.
I'm gonna be like playing a game where I'm like walking through a neighborhood and be like, "Hey, brother Ryan! Oh God! I don't know you."
I thought we were going to record. It's been another week. It's like, It's been 17 weeks. Where's Ryan?
He's stuck in the game. He agreed to give Reverend Ray a ride. He's never getting the achievement for beating this one.
Holy shit! It's like Tron.
Yes,
he's in the game. I gotta go in after him.
You can't escape until you get him where he's going. But he can't remember where he wanted to go.
I know how to deal with this, Ryan. I'm coming in after you. We're both gonna be on light cycles, and then we're gonna hear this. Hey, can I get a ride?
Ah, he's on my bike! Oh God, there's two of them. There's two of them.
He's multiplied himself.
He's like an amoeba.
Yeah. He split atoms.
He did so much crack he became a single cell organism that could multiply. You hear that, kids? If you do too much crack, you turn into a single cell organism. That is scientific fact.
Oh my God.
Boy. I'm killing Sean today.
Oh.
Crack is whack.
Wisecracks are whack.
My wisecracks are not whack.
Oh my God. That was awesome. All right. I'm done before I pass out. I missed you. That's all I'm saying.
See, it's a good thing I took that break. I would, if we had kept going, I'd probably be spent. I would not have any material.
I'd be like, I've heard this. Go to the bush.
This is the same thing you joked about last week. Release the hounds.
Smithers, release the hounds.
So, yeah.
Oh my God, that was good.
So, new format with episode segments.
All that. Just for new formats.
Yeah. And, there was part of me that thought about getting rid of, Talking Comics and Space Monkeys altogether. But we've already got branding and merchandise.
Hey!
So I was like, you know what? We'll turn those into parts of the show instead of the shows themselves. Because, we don't necessarily, have... until this point, we've never actually made, a layout for an episode before. We're just I got some comic stuff. And Sean's like, I don't have any comic stuff, but I have a game. I'm like, all right, I'll save the comic stuff for another episode. We'll do the game, I guess.
Yeah.
So, now,
You'll never guess what this fucking guy said at the shop today. I gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
So, that's where we're at right now. And, we're always I always accept feedback from people listening, whether you want it one way or another or want us to talk about a certain topic. So... And also, our another year anniversary is coming up soon.
Is it really?
It's 2018, baby.
That's 2 years, huh?
Yep. So start shooting off those questions into the comment sections that you want answers to about us. The more, the better. The more, the better. And
is that a word?
The more, the better.
The more, the better.
Da bears. The more, the better. That's going on a shirt.
All right, I just got a response back from my friend. He's like, oh, in all capital letters, oh, fuck that guy.
If you're listening, buddy, this episode goes out to you. And Reverend Ray, no, we won't give you a ride.
I'm beeping you right now, Ray.
There's a part deep inside my spirit that's like, I hope he's still rocking that pager.
Is that still a thing? No, that's not. That's not right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Come on, you're the technical guy.
I'm terrible with tech. It's just a necessary evil. Actually, I love technology. I wouldn't call it a necessary evil. It's just something I'm gradually learning the more we do this.
Everything you just heard him say He's a million times better than I am. So what does that tell you?
I can't work a chisel and stone like you can.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Passing notes in your day was a bitch. So, thank you guys for...
tolerating our bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. You tolerate our bullshit. And we are right around the 50-minute mark. Right on. That's a good length. Not too long, not too short. So yeah, thanks for listening. Let us know about stuff you want to see us to talk about. It's a lot more open-ended now. So, suggestions are definitely going to be received and tried, and I'll try and put them into episodes. I'm going to, starting after this, I'm going to start going through old comments and looking at people's suggestions and researching. Now that I have more time, now that we'll be doing 2 episodes every other week, I'll have more time for research. So,
I know we had a hard time with the intro. Do we still keep the outro?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep the... and we're going to...
I've been working on this the whole time we've been talking.
Oh, good. So please like, comment, and subscribe. As always...
Have a day and let us know you're real.